to Bitch Time with Big J Dubs, sub doubles.
You know, the small hand of the clock and the large hand of the clock have reached bitch.
Okay.
Yeah, it is okay. It's more than okay.
Yeah.
It's bitch time.
Yeah, it's bitch time, baby. We're probably gonna mostly talk about your thing tonight, so maybe you should ask me how I'm doing first.
My thing, right? So I do want to tell you about the infection in my thing.
In your hog.
You saw the pictures, right?
No. I what the fuck are you talking about?
I sent you the pictures.
Of what? Of your dick? Is this?
Yeah,
I can't tell if this is a joke or not.
It's a joke. I didn't send you any pictures of my dick. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I had, me and John are reading a book for basketball.
Oh yeah, did you pick that up?
I did, so I went to Powell's bookstore because I was in Portland because I had therapy, and then I went from therapy and I got lunch over at Scotty's Pizza over on Division, and then I went to Powell's, which is like the biggest imaginable bookstore. Like, it might be the biggest bookstore in America. And they didn't have it. And I could fucking swear I was there the other day and they had it.
Where'd you end up getting it?
Well, what I did was I went up to the lady and I said, "Hey, do you guys got and she said, no, not here. We have it in Beaverton." So I got on a bus and went out to Beaver, which is sort of the western suburb of Portland. And I went to the Beaverton Pal. Very nice, the Beaverton Pals, I will say. And I had to get it there. And then I came back and then I came home. It took like 40 minutes to get out there. I feel like I'm trying to act like this was an imposition on me for no apparent reason. I feel like I'm trying to like get pity points from Wilmes. It was fine. I didn't have anything else to do today. Really.
Oh, 5-point pity take.
Yeah. Thanks. I didn't like have anything else to do today, but I don't.
Did you start the book? Did you start the book?
No, I haven't had occasion to yet.
Okay, it's pretty fun.
Was I supposed to? I didn't.
No,
I guess I could have read it on the bus home.
I accept everything.
The guy next to me on the bus back to Vancouver from Portland was watching The Flash on his phone. And the guy across the flat, Greg Berlanti's The Flash, the TV show, The Flash.
I know what it is. Yeah.
Okay. And then the guy across from me was sleeping. He didn't have a neck pillow or anything. His head was like slouched forward, and he was sleeping.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. It was.
Thank you for telling me about these things.
Yeah, whatever. What did you do today, Wilmes?
Well, I did a number of things, but then I got a text from our good friend Ricky O'Donnell.
Hell yeah, friend of the pod.
Telling me he had an extra ticket to the Bulls game, so I was at the Bulls game earlier.
Oh.
I just got home from the Bulls game.
It was nice that he invited you. I mean, you're such a bad friend. It's just nice that somebody was nice to you like that.
Why am I a bad friend?
Well, yeah, I don't know if you heard yourself roasting me just a minute ago.
Oh, well, you were just telling me things that. I mean, it's fine. Listen, Corbin, it's fine if you tell me these things.
Uh-huh.
I just don't think it's like audience appropriate.
Oh, you think that
it's too mundane.
Oh, okay, fine, whatever.
You're literally just describing people you saw on a bus.
Well, the bus.
No, it's a bus.
Well, it's the bus. When you're riding the bus, it's the bus.
It's actually only the bus if it's the 66 bus in Chicago.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Where does the 66 go in Chicago?
It actually runs down Chicago Avenue.
What's Chicago's setup?
Well, it's pretty complicated, honestly. It's not complicated if you live here because there's some very obvious like visual reference points, like particular lake. So if you know where the lake is at any time, you kind of know where you're at.
Because there's a big ass lake in the city, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's technically broken down in quadrants on the block system, but there's nothing really. So, for instance, my address right now, I've always lived on the northwest side of the city. My address right now is north. One of my previous addresses
go to Wilmes' house and murder him if you.
Well, you have to figure out what street I'm living on, but
there's only so fucking many.
No, there's a lot, dude.
Yeah.
There's quite a few. Yeah. 2237 North. Previous address that I had is like 2058 West.
What's the number again, Wilmes? Yeah.
North.
Okay, go ahead.
I mean, dude, there's so many addresses you're going to be finding. But for instance,
is it an avenue?
Absolutely not. You're not going to figure it out.
Okay.
But so I just came from the United Center, which is on Madison Avenue, right? Madison Avenue is actually 0 south and 0 north.
North.
That's actually alarmingly close. Okay. That's not where I live.
Okay.
That's actually a few blocks over. I think I'll have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure that's very close to where I live. Yeah, that's really close. But you're still pretty far. Anyway, the United Center is at 0 north, 0 south, so it's in the middle of the city in terms of north-south, right? There's really nothing east, though. There are very few east addresses, only on the south side because the lake sort of cuts in that way. On the south side, there's a lot more east addresses. It's kind of complicated. Anyway, I went to the Bulls game, and they actually, you know what, Corvin? You know what?
What?
Bulls optimism, baby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it north?
You're getting further away.
Okay. All right, keep talking.
This is some serial killer shit, Corbin.
What are you talking about?
This is some Ted Cruz Zodiac shit. We're trying to figure this shit out. Anyway, Wendell Carter Jr., 19-year-old rookie center of the Chicago Bulls, had an outstanding game.
Is it
pretty much outplayed
north?
I think you're closer again, but no, that's not why.
Okay.
I think.
Keep talking. What about?
Getting pretty close.
Is it?
You're getting pretty close.
Okay. Well, now I'm just like looking at them and going like, well, is it?
No.
Well, is it?
I'll let you. If you figure it out, I'll tell you.
Okay. Is it?
No.
What about?
Yeah, that's where I live.
Is it really?
Yeah.
All right. Let's look at your building.
But Wendell Carter pretty much outplayed Jokic for most of the night. Yeah. I'm looking at the building right now. I mean, I'm also in it.
Yeah, you're in the building.
You see that awning?
Let's see.
It's a good awning.
Wait a minute. This is Vancouver.
Oh, well, that's not where you want to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, people were real excited in the stadium tonight. I was not expecting that to happen.
That is a very nice awning.
Oh, it's a classic awning.
It's like that's like a classic ass awning I'm looking at right now.
It's sort of metal or tin or something.
I have a question. This bike that's sitting out in front of your house on Google Street View.
100% my bike.
Wait, really?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, I need to know if you're joking or not.
I'm not. I always leave my bike out there.
Hell yeah. Do you lock it up?
Yeah, if you zoom in, you can see it locked up.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah. It's well gardened. So I live. My landlord.
We got white hydrangeas out there. It's looking like. Am I crazy?
Yeah. No, yeah. My owner, she just lives upstairs, and she's a great gardener.
There's a little purple plant there. I don't believe it's lavender.
It's not lavender, but it's good.
It's bells, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
I don't know off the top of my head, but this red plant, I also can't tell what that is. It just sort of looks like a standard flower. Mostly, I recognize the hydrangeas. Is your car any of these cars?
I don't have a car.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Let me zoom out a second though and see if there's a familiar car in the picture. No, I don't recognize any of these cars. So that's unfortunate. But
I can't believe I'm gonna have to go back through and bleep a bunch of stuff so that people don't come to your house and murder you.
Oh yeah, I mean you can do whatever you want.
You are okay with me leaving your address on this podcast?
What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't think anybody is listening. I mean, honestly, if somebody's listening to this and they go and kill you,
they earned it.
They earned it. Look, they're Patreon subscribers.
All right, so that's what they're paying for. The right to kill me.
The right to murder Wilmes. And also, like, a little piece of me would be like, really? Fucking Wilmes? I'm the one doing all the audio stuff on this. Why don't I get the knife in my heart?
Well, somebody might just do it out of convenience. They want to kill you, but they live in
but you're sort of the
they live in like Peoria, Illinois, and they're like, I can't get all the way over to Washington or
Vancouver just to commit one measly little fucking murder.
Right, Chicago. I already know the address. I'm gonna go do it there.
Yeah, I mean, look. You know, did I want to get the king? Absolutely, but I can take out the bishop.
Well, so I'm the bishop now?
Yeah. What did you want to be?
I'm the queen, bitch.
Nah, the queen's more powerful than the king.
That's right.
Ugh, terrible. It's just not true, you know.
Well, anyway, you know who's really eating a shit sandwich tonight? This includes a past version of myself.
Whom?
Zach LaVine haters.
How did Zach LaVine do? Did the Bulls win tonight? What happened?
They actually had the perfect loss.
Oh, right? They did?
Yeah, because I mean, as Bulls fans, we don't want them to win at this point.
No, of course not. That would be a nightmare.
So everybody around us doesn't think about it the same way that Ricky and I are thinking about it.
Because you guys are so fucking smart.
Well, I don't know if
like you and Ricky are like fucking geniuses, and everyone else at the game is a rube.
Well, so basically, what happens is they have they go to overtime, and they're ahead by 1, and then Paul Millsap like tips in a miss at the buzzer, basically. There's literally 0.1 seconds left.
And these like sweating rubes with like blood coming out of their fucking mouths. They're like, I'm so mad the Bulls lost. Well, you and Ricky, you guys give each other a sort of knowing look, and you say, this is good, actually.
More or less, yeah. So we're like, throughout the game, we're like, oh, this is perfect because they're competitive, but they're going to lose, and we're going to get greater odds getting our guy, Zion Williamson.
Yeah.
And like,
big ups to Zion.
So as we're leaving, there's this very like active fan who was down the row from us, and he's like, oh man, like, oh guys, they almost won. And I was like, dude, it's good to lose. Like, we're gonna get Zion Williamson. And he just gave me the weirdest look. And and then we were walking through the tunnel, and I was like, Ricky, I don't think that guy knows who Zion Williamson is. And Ricky was like, no, it's fine. Like, he's much happier than us. And that was.
Well, I mean, except that he saw a loss and he was disappointed, and you guys saw a loss and you were like, hell yeah.
Yeah, but he's happier than us in general.
Oh, baby, the lottery odds went up. Oh, ho, ho.
Right, which is the
Santa Claus is coming to town.
We're trying to pull the Big Short over here.
Yeah,
and this is a guy who just wants to eat a sandwich or something.
Which Big Short plot line do you think you guys are?
Oh, I mean, we're definitely like the mad hedge fund guys who, what's his face, the very handsome guy has to come and fund.
Gosling?
Gosling
Or
has to
no,
come.
Gosling comes in and tells them how to...
Oh, right, yeah.
So you're Carell.
Yeah, we're Carell and what's his face from Succession.
Yeah, I don't know what his name is off the top of my head, but he is what's his face from Succession. He's
Right,
very good in Succession.
Well, yeah, it's a very good show.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know what? Bulls optimism. It's here.
Kinda. I mean, you're still actively in an arena rooting for the Bulls to lose.
I'm just having a good time.
I heard Jabari. Was heinous tonight.
Dude, he just is heinous. I don't think you need to add the. I think you can go from past tense to present tense.
Would you go as far to say that he is a heinous anus?
I mean, I think that rhyming is a little gratuitous in general, but in this case, I think it applies.
Would you say he's Jabari Garby?
Yeah.
Jabari Garbaji.
I mean,
Garbaji Parker.
He plays 36 minutes. He shoots 3 of 10. He has 0
played
assists.
36 fucking minutes in that game?
I know, it was ridiculous. You know who should have played more? Well, actually, he played a lot, but Chandler Hutchison actually looked pretty decent tonight.
So do you think the Bulls are doing this on purpose? Are they doing the...
There is a certain lens through which it is possible to believe that Jabari Parker was signed to help them lose.
Yeah, because he's heinous. Because, man, can you think of a more embarrassing career than that dude?
Well, it's also the case that his contract is actually 1 year guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
They have an option on him after this year. So, it's definitely possible. And then when you also keep in perspective that the Bulls were told by the league that they were being too obvious in their tanking last year, and they got in trouble for it.
Wait, what? When did this happen?
It happened, because they were sitting Robin Lopez too much.
Oh, yeah.
And they were sitting a lot of their good players too much. And the league was like, hey, you can't do that.
Is Lopez still on the Bulls? He's not.
He is, but he doesn't play.
Why not? What does he do?
Well, it's all Carter pretty much.
Huh.
Yeah.
Kind of seems like they should probably trade Robin Lopez.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because he's very good.
I mean, he was good last year, so there's no reason he wouldn't be now. Yeah. There is an extremely hilarious, I have to say, I'm not really into in-stadium entertainment in general, but there's a hilarious segment they have called What's in the Box. And it's a video where Jabari Parker is reaching his hands into a box that he can't see into. But you can see into it because there's a panel.
That's actually how he was supposed to. He's supposed to make love before his wedding night too.
So he's reaching into the box.
It's a Mormon joke. Or no, that's actually an Orthodox Judaism joke.
Oh, cool. So I'm just gonna move on from
the hole in the sheet. Anyway,
I'm gonna continue to explain the story. The video. So he's reaching into the box, and the thing that's in the box is Robin Lopez's head, his real head, and Jabari has no idea what it is.
Not attached to his body. They chopped it off his.
Well, no, they didn't chop it off. That would be scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happy Halloween, guys.
Ooh. Etc.
So, but Jabari's sort of giggling and trying to figure out what it is, and he's feeling Lopez's hair and stuff, and Robin Lopez, just such a lovable character. But doesn't play. Carter, incredible though. Such a good feel for the game. He's 19 years old.
Such a good feel for his balls.
He really knows how to fondle his testicles.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. We're talking elite masturbator, people.
Yeah, I mean he's won many competitions for it.
Yeah.
But and Levine,
do you think
listen.
That 2 NBA players have ever had a see who can jerk off faster competition?
I think I've said this before in the podcast, and I'll say it again. If you can think of it, it's probably happened.
Because they're professional athlete. But you think they would get really competitive about who's better at masturbating? I
have to say, in the book that we're going to be reading for this premium, there's definitely some weird sex stuff in the book.
Oh, shit, yeah. Oh, I can't wait.
There's definitely some weird NBA player sex stuff in this book.
Hell yeah. Give it... right up Corbin's fucking alley, man.
One of the things I appreciate most about the guy who wrote this book is that he puts it pretty plainly. He puts it pretty bluntly with the sex stuff. Where I think a lot of sports writers try to write around that a lot. But this guy is like, the reason they really didn't like this man was because he has a lot of sex. And I'm just like, hell yeah. I'm telling it the way it is.
Yeah. Does he do that in the Cowboys books too, or?
I haven't read them.
Yeah. We might have to read these just so we can know more about horny athletes. I'll bet you we could get him on the show.
I don't know. That would be amazing, though.
Anyway, all right, we'll figure that out later.
Yeah, so go Bulls, best team in the NBA, probably.
Yeah, at losing.
Well, there are teams that are better at losing. Even like the Rockets are better than losing right now. Technically.
Yeah.
1-5. It's not very good.
Who's not very good? Sorry, I got a little.
I mean, 1-5 is a bad record. Hey, did you see what Derrick Rose did tonight?
Yeah, gross.
It's kind of crazy, man.
Where do you want to start with this? Crazy or gross?
Well, I don't know. Okay. I don't think that we have to settle on one adjective for what occurred.
All right. Yes, crazy. Also,
probably the most complex storyline of an NBA player in this decade.
What do you mean by complex?
Well, I mean, it's complex. What do you mean? What do I mean?
I mean, what about it isn't simple?
Well, he was the youngest MVP in NBA history in 2011. And then he got really injured and was not playing for basically 2 years. And then he was bad for a while. And then he was accused of basically some of the worst stuff you could do as a person. And now he appears to be good again. And an appeal is coming up for his trial. And this is all very strange. He also is playing like for the coach that he played for previously with a bunch of the players that he played for previously, one of whom he like openly doesn't like and who openly doesn't like him and has defected from the team at this point and is like demanding a trade.
Yeah, there's going to be so many gross columns about Butler and Rose tomorrow.
Those are going to be insane. Somebody needs to like write a book that is very well reported about this year of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Yeah. Because this is some of the craziest shit that I've seen. Just in terms of drama and personalities. And God only knows what's going on that we're not hearing about with this team.
Yeah, they probably fucking hate each other.
So much. I mean, Rose and Butler have hated each other for a while.
Why do they hate each other so much?
Well, I mean, I think pretty much everybody who plays with Jimmy hates him, right?
Yeah, maybe starting to seem that way.
Yeah, and Rose actually, most people who play with Rose tend to actually like him. He doesn't really give people problems unless they're women, if we're being blunt about it. But, Butler basically came through and sort of alpha Derek, right? He came through and like when he started to get good, Butler, he was like, I'm actually like the best player on this team. And nobody had challenged Derrick Rose in that way on the Bulls yet, and it was not a comfortable situation. At the same time, Butler was – it wasn't clear immediately because Butler needed to do it for a little longer, but it was like, oh, yeah, like right now Jimmy Butler is better. And then like Butler did it for like 2 straight seasons.
Yeah,
but
okay. Butler got in that headspace almost immediately though, right?
Yeah, when Butler got good, he stayed good.
Yeah, because he's a crazy person.
Yeah, it's weird. Like people, I think aside from like hardcore Bulls fans, I don't think people remember what Jimmy Butler was like before he got good. He was like he couldn't shoot. He couldn't really score.
Yeah, he was bad. He was a defender.
He was an incredible defender, and he was a big part of that like Joakim Noah Defensive Player of the Year season. But he was like the third option as a scorer on a team that couldn't score. And then like the next year, he just comes out the gates, and it's like, whoa, who the fuck is this guy? How is he doing this? Like this guy wasn't. I'm trying to think. Is the only person I can think of who is even remotely comparable in recent years is probably like Oladipo becoming crazy all of a sudden.
Yeah, but even that, I mean, but Oladipo was always a decent offensive player at the very least. Fairly creative, things of that nature.
Right. But Butler's only scoring was like he would catch alley-oops and stuff because he was athletic and strong, but he was like he didn't have touch, he didn't have craft as an offensive player. And then he just comes it's just like one summer later he has like as much touch and craft as anyone. And it's like, how did this happen? This is crazy. And it's the same time that Derrick Rose finally comes back for like basically a full season. And Derrick Rose was not good when he came back for a full season. He wasn't really good until the playoffs last year when he suddenly started playing like he actually wasn't afraid of basketball. And of course he played like he wasn't afraid of basketball tonight as well. And it's sort of crazy. I mean, it's not sort of crazy. It's completely insane. His numbers on the season are still kind of...
Yeah, Hades. Bad.
Yeah, they're
and
not
he will
good.
probably continue to be bad again.
Probably.
Right?
I mean, like, yeah, the last game he played, he shot 4 of 16, so that's not good, obviously. And yeah, he also had 6 turnovers tonight. I mean, that's sort of excusable when you score 50 points on 19 of 31. But yeah, it'd be very interesting to see what happens when he plays an amazing game like this and he starts to become rehabilitated probably through a lot of lenses on a narrative level. And then at the same time, this appeal trial is like...
Yeah, but that's like such a yucky... Like, I can't believe anybody indulges in that. Like, that's so gross. And it doesn't matter, publications and reporters and the second... I mean, this is the fucking... the morality of sports thing I was writing about with Kobe, man. Like, the second you're good, you receive moral absolution. And that's... It's dumb. It's so stupid. It's A, stupid, and B, like, hideous. You know?
I mean, I'm with you. Yeah. I can tell you for sure that on the bus ride up from the stadium, which was not on the bus, by the way, Chicago Avenue 66 route, that is the bus.
Uh-huh.
Let's be clear. This was Damon Avenue 50 route, which is, in the rankings, the power ranking of what is the bus, it's pretty high up there, but it's not the 66. I can tell you that much. But everybody on the bus on the way up from the stadium, they were all talking about, it was all D Rose. Everybody was getting sentimental and hyped up about it. I mean, I'm with you, and I'm getting a bunch of texts about it and stuff too, and then I'm seeing people who are willing to, say the truth on Twitter and say like, hey, guess what's about to happen? Yeah. In 2 weeks, the appeal trial is going to be heard, and these accusations about Derrick Rose still stand, and then you see what is in the replies of the people who say this, and it's just like, damn, dude, like people really do think that sports save you from
being a bad person.
Yeah, it's not. It shouldn't be that way. It's a strange career. It does truly test the bounds of fandom in this decade, in this time in particular, right? Like Derrick Rose, if he did what he did in a different era, probably people wouldn't get out there very much, But we live in a time when things get out.
I also thought he was a boring player, but that's
Well, save your regionalist, regionally forceful aesthetic gripes for another time, maybe.
yeah, probably. Anyway, so good. You had a good time at the Bulls game.
Dude, I had a great time. There was a child who was absolutely screaming in my ear the whole time.
Are tickets just like bottoming out?
I'm happy to report that they kind of are.
Oh hell yeah!
I think
that never happens to the Blazers, at least not lately. I mean, mostly because they've been pretty good, but
yeah. Well, you also have no other sports teams, but
yeah.
I mean, the Bulls tickets. Yeah, I think it's also Halloween, so a lot of people have other plans.
Yeah, trick or treating.
This child was dressed up as the Incredible Hulk, and he was screaming in my ear.
Was the child Mark Ruffalo?
He looked a little bit younger. Also, he's black. And I don't think Mark Ruffalo is a black child.
At least not to the best of your knowledge. No, because he is the actual Incredible Hulk. He got the procedure done to be in those movies.
Right. Yeah. No, but so other than the kid was cute and funny, and we sort of acknowledged him from time to time, being like, "Hey, good costume. Hey, little guy. All right." But man, he really did a number on my ears. I can tell you that much.
You didn't turn around and give him the, "Hey, shut up, Chicago."
Oh yeah, I did eat an Italian beef though.
Wait, really?
Of course I did.
Yeah, you had a nice wet beef.
It was a little too wet. I honestly don't like them to be that wet.
You like a good. You like a dry beef.
Well, I like the beef itself it's just constantly marinating, so it's gonna be wet. But
what is it marinate in? Like blood? What is it? Blood and sweat and things.
No, dude. I mean, come on. You know that's a lie. You know that's not what it is. It's just thinly sliced beef in blood in
boiling
oil,
blood.
just like olive oil, vinegar,
garlic, blood.
Red pepper. Just a
blood,
standard
blood.
marinade. But I like, there's a distinction. There's people who get it. They get the bun. Some people want it extra wet, and they get the bun dipped in the gravy, the juice.
Mm-hmm.
I like the bun to not be dipped because I want there to be some structural integrity.
You don't want it to fall apart. You don't want to get blood all over your hands.
I do not, no.
Yeah. Well, beef blood.
Right, no, I don't want that.
Yeah, the wet blood they serve it in.
So, but from the perspective that Ricky and I have of wanting the Bulls to maximize their chances for the lottery, Zion Williamson, I am a little worried that this team's going to be too good.
Mm-hmm.
Like they might win 30.
What's their record?
It's not good now. It's 2-6.
Oh,
but
that's a little better than I thought it was going to be.
So, but Wendell Carter just played his first good game, and he's 19 years old. So I have reason to believe that he will
just get better and better. The Bulls are making the playoffs, is what you're saying.
No, I don't think that. Although in the East, that's looking like a possibility. Honestly, let's take a look at the East real quick. Yeah, it's right now the Heat are in the 8th spot with 3-4.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and then
I'm kind of surprised the Heat aren't better.
Well, the East is it's going to be, it got way better at the top with the Bucks and the Raptors.
Yeah, but the back end is a little floppy.
I think it got even worse.
Yeah,
because now you have the Wizards in free fall, and the Cavaliers are straight trash, and it's going to be a lost year for the Knicks, and the Hawks are garbage, and the Magic are garbage, and the Nets are still the Nets are going to be like a boring competence team, right? They're going to win like 36 games and just miss the playoffs. The Bulls are going to win like 34 games or something, and that's going to be bad, but it's not. I don't think they're going to be bad enough for a top pick opportunity, which again, lends credence to the possibility that Jabari is there as a stealth tanking acquisition.
Yeah, because they're. I mean, the hometown crowd. They love Jabari, but also he's horrible.
I got to tell you, the hometown crowd does not like Jabari.
They don't. They've turned on him.
Pretty much everybody around us in the stadium was just like,
what was Hulk Kid doing?
I mean, I don't think he has opinions about Jabari Parker, if I'm being honest.
You don't? Okay.
I think he has opinions about screaming.
Wait, how does he feel about it?
He loves it. It's his favorite activity. Every time they give you a prompt to scream in the stadium, he was like...
like that.
I thought it was power to you, gender is a construct, but I definitely thought it was a small girl every time that screaming was. It was just incredibly high-pitched and shrill. And then I would turn around, and it was the incredible.
You should have asked him how he felt about Jabari. Just because I really want to know how that kid feels about Jabari.
I don't think that he really knows who that is.
Oh, okay.
He didn't seem like he
didn't seem
was,
engaged in the specifics of the contest.
No, I mean, like when I was that age, I probably wouldn't have known who Jabari Parker was. You know, not just because Jabari Parker wasn't alive yet.
Would you have known who Michael Jordan was?
Vaguely. Okay. I definitely would not have known who like John Paxson was. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where did you come down on the Pippen argument we were having?
What argument? He's great.
Okay. Where I say maybe people like him a little too much.
Well, I mean, I think we talked about this. He's probably like the third or fourth best at his position of all time.
Huh. All right. Okay. Sorry. We'll relitigate this some other day. I'm sorry. It just came up on Twitter.com today. I think that people are manifest their insecurity about not being good enough into Pippen.
I think that I think you have some wrong ideas about Scottie Pippen.
I just think that they need to.
I think that you manifest your desire to have Schadenfreude in an athlete, and just watch somebody.
Do you think I like it too much when an athlete fails?
Yeah, and I think that you really enjoy the idea of a neurotic crunch time failure so much that you over project it onto Pippen.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta tell you, I'm sitting here thinking about neurotic crunch time failures, and I'm having a good time. So,
I mean, there are definitely some glaring exhibits in Scottie Pippen's career in that department.
Yeah,
but overall, he's.
Oh, you mean like the time he wouldn't come into a game because he didn't get a shot drawn up for him like a big baby, and then somebody else hit the game winner instead.
Yeah, and then he wouldn't talk about it.
Yeah, or when he was on the Blazers and he presided over the Lakers fucking steamrolling them in the end of a game.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. There's a few chokes. I'm just saying there's a few chokes. That's all. Also, he didn't win one Finals MVP.
He's on the team with Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Maybe Michael Jordan was the primary reason for that team's success. I don't fucking know though. It may be people who do this thing where they're like, "Oh, Scottie was so important. Oh, Scottie was so important. Oh." Maybe they're just trying to make themselves feel better about the fact that they are not Michael Jordan. I mean, they are not the Michael Jordan of their own life.
Well, I think that you're onto something there a little bit, but that if you take that point too far, which you frequently do.
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, yeah, it's called talking about sports. It's not called talking about something important.
I don't think we ever agreed about what it is called, especially since if we're just using the word it, if we're going fast and loose with pronouns here, we have unspecified antecedents, then, I'm not really sure I can agree to your terms.
Okay, lawyer Wilmes over here. John Law.
Somebody's got to pound that gavel. Looks like the Warriors are pulling away from the Pelicans.
Good. What's going on in LA?
So any of you guys who are maybe hopeful about the Pelicans putting a fight to the Warriors this season,
fuck them.
I think you probably want to, ease off of those hopes.
You know what? Anthony Davis is another Pippen guy for me.
Get out of town. He's not having a good game.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because he's fine.
He has a lot of trouble against Draymond.
Yeah, because Draymond is strong and smart.
I think it's more mental, though.
Yeah, because he's a choker, like Scottie Pippen.
Well, he's not a choker.
Well, because he's never really gotten the chance to choke.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's actually worse than a choker.
No, he's just playing against the Warriors.
Yeah, and choking. Because Draymond's in his head.
No,
Draymond's like rattling off all of his childhood addresses. He's like he's crawling up his mental butthole, so to speak.
I mean, he is shooting 2 of 9 tonight, so
yeah, not good. Not good. That's
no,
look. I'll say it if nobody else will.
Everyone else on the team is shooting. Well, no, actually, I don't even know who the
if
fuck
Draymond played in Scottie Pippen's era, Draymond would have made Scottie Pippen cry.
Draymond can make anyone cry. He's insane, except for Jordan.
No, yeah, Jordan would be too mentally powerful.
You know what? I'm going to say it. Draymond has made LeBron cry.
Oh, you think he's done it?
I do.
You think he's cracked that dome? Yeah.
I don't think that he did it until one of the last 2 finals, where the Warriors were obviously the Cavaliers were just so obviously overmatched. But like Draymond was like, "This is it. This is the year. I'm gonna make him cry."
Yeah, and LeBron didn't do it in person, of course. Like he went home.
No, later.
Yeah, he talked to his kids. They said, "Hey, good job, Daddy," and he said
he did that Zach Braff shit the Garden State shit where he cried into a Dixie cup and then he gave it to his children and said, "These are Draymond's tears," but it was his tears.
These tears belong to Draymond.
Yeah.
And then Draymond snuck into his house that night, found the cup, drank the tears, and became more powerful as a result.
I think he did, yeah.
Yeah. That sounds like something that probably happened, right?
The Warriors are going to destroy the league this year, aren't they?
Yeah, it seems like it. Especially since the Rockets are farting around and not just benching Melo and shit. Like,
I think that the phrase "farting around" would suggest that they have agency in the matter, and they don't. I don't think that they do. I think.
I'm sorry. I didn't. Can you only fart on purpose?
I mean, like I think when you say that when somebody is farting around, it means that they're just sort of, not doing what they're supposed to be doing. I think that the Rockets at the moment are actually not capable of winning.
Man, losing Ariza was such a fucking hideous idea.
Well, there are other things at play too, though.
Yeah, but Ariza really sticks out for me at least, because like.
Well, Harden is injured. He's only played, I think, 3.
That too.
He's played 4 games. He's missed 3, and then Paul got suspended 2 games. But yeah, the Ariza thing, like, wow, is it really that big of a deal if they lost him? I guess it is. Like, geez Louise. And of course, they didn't replace him with anyone useful, right? Like, they got nobody. They replaced him with Carmelo Anthony, who's like literally the opposite of useful. He's like my God.
Yeah, he's hideous.
I mean, my God.
Like his career's over. Like he's done being a useful basketball player.
It really makes me have some extra respect for the other players on the Thunder, even including Westbrook last year, because they played with this guy all year and they were covering for him all year and they were, for the most part, winning.
How did it get so much worse over the summer?
The Thunder?
No, Carmelo.
Oh man, who knows? I don't even know.
Like
what did he do?
Like did he go to I mean, did he go to a sex club and do like soul play? And
well,
did they like take a little chunk of his soul away?
Well, I mean, dude, you've heard the rumors about Houston, right?
I have not. Please enlighten me.
It is said to have some of the most premier strip clubs in the country.
Oh, yes, of course.
And you've heard the rumors about Carmelo.
That he's been known to enjoy a gentleman's entertainment from time to time.
And where is he now?
He's in the world capital of gentleman's entertainment.
So maybe it's not the best spot.
Maybe he's in a place that's catering to his vices a little too much.
Yeah, and even when he was in the desert where there was no outlet for his vice, it wasn't going so well.
When was he in the desert?
Last season.
Oklahoma's not the desert.
Oklahoma's pretty much the desert.
I mean, it's the cultural desert, but not, literally the desert.
Oh, it's like a dust state.
Yeah, I don't know if it's desert though.
I guess you're right. It's not quite hot enough.
It's just shitty. It's just like a shitty place to be. It's just like not a place anyone should live. Like a desert would be better because you could be like living on the edge of something. Like people who live in deserts, they're like, fuck yeah, it's hot as shit out here. And like they appreciate that about it, I think. But Oklahoma is it's like shitty like a desert, but it doesn't even have the bonus of,
right,
giving you like ungodly heat. It doesn't like stretch your your sort of self-perception of how much heat you're able to handle,
Yeah, it's not like stepping into its environment is a drug in itself.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's just sort of a boring place.
It's just like what's the shitty suburban city in the Bay Area?
I don't know. What's something? I don't
San
know.
Jose, San Jose, I think.
That's where Alex is from.
San Jose, California.
That's where it's like...
Yeah. Like where 1 million people live and it just sucks.
And now San Jose now has the highest median home price in the country.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
Because of Silicon Valley.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, like 1 million people live in San Jose, but it's just like, it's just houses plopped. I mean, this is just to say Oklahoma City is like, it's like a San Jose they dropped in the middle of dog shit.
Sure that Alex's parents must like own a house in San Jose that, they have just because they lived there when it was normal.
A friend of mine got a house in Seattle basically right after the crash, and it was like, dirt cheap. And then when the economy, recovered is a weird word for it, but when rich people got to being very rich again, Seattle's housing market basically just went fucking insane. And so they got to sell their house for quite a bit more.
That happens to me one day.
Well, you don't own a house, though.
That's what you think.
That's what John, I know you don't own a house.
I mean, I've never told you that I don't.
Do you own a house, John?
I don't have to answer that.
Okay. Fair enough. I mean, would you answer it?
No.
Okay. All right. Anyway, yeah. Oklahoma, no good.
Oklahoma, no good. The Thunder have been bad this year. I think that they're turning the corner, though.
Yeah.
They had a good game last night.
They did. What happened? I don't recall.
The Clippers were beating them for a while, and then they just destroyed them in the third quarter. And I think that it was the best they've played all year by far. I
really, really don't want them to turn it around. Patrick Beverley needed to do his job. If you know what I mean.
I'm a little. He tried to. I don't know if you saw, but he tried to.
What he go for?
It was like the exact same play from the playoffs 5 years ago.
Wow.
He went after a loose ball in a way that was a little aggressive, let's just say. And Westbrook completely tripped over him because I mean, Beverly basically just dove into his legs, and he didn't get hurt. He didn't get hurt this time, but they were jawing at all game long. But I'm a little worried about Beverly. I just think that he's physically just not going to be what he used to be.
Yeah, but he's still got the spirit, you know? He still believes in his ability to go out there and ruin somebody's fucking career, you know?
Apparently, based on what we saw last night, he does still believe in that.
You know, this is getting back to my Pippen thing, I think, because I'm not proud of this, but the thought of Patrick Beverley like fucking ending somebody's career is actually kind of like giddy to me. I'm like, hee, that's fun.
I mean, I think we all get a little bit of
I want to make it clear, not like every player, but like, yeah, but there's a few guys who Patrick Beverley went out there and he fucking clipped them. I'd be like, tee, you got him.
And clearly Westbrook was one of them.
Yeah, 100%. I might even go as far to say LeBron is.
Oh, I would not.
Yeah, that's not fair. But you know who is?
Dude, that LeBron Kobe Instagram thing is such a bummer.
Yeah, I will say the phrasing of it is, hey, what would it have been like if we played together? And oh man, I've got some thoughts about that. We're going to continue talking. I might just put this on the regular feed, but then I would have to go out and bleep you saying what your address is probably.
Just, do whatever you do. I mean, probably don't put my address on the regular feed, but
okay.
Don't have it out there for general public consumption.
Okay,
but yeah, dude, LeBron feeding into this Lakers bullshit now is like, dude, you don't have to do this.
Yeah.
Like,
and when he's like, what would it have been like if I played with Kobe? It's like, it would have been a fucking nightmare, dude.
It would have been horrible. And it's like, dude, yeah, okay, I get it. Like, you're not used to this level of insanity within your own fan base, right? Yeah.
That's
like,
that's the other fucking thing about this. Is that, like, he is clearly starting to get, like, fucking antsy about how that fan base perceives him.
Way too antsy, way too soon.
Yeah, and I don't even know if I think it's totally unreasonable. Like, I went to a game and I talked to Lakers fans who were there. And I said, I pitched a story. It did not get taken. Where I would go to the game and I would specifically ask people in Lakers jerseys, who do you like more, LeBron? Who do you think is better, LeBron or Kobe? And nobody took it. I don't understand why. I think it would have been an excellent story. But I was covering the game for Wilmes Week and I was doing a little color stuff. And I went up to people and I said, hey, how do you feel about LeBron? And more than one person said, oh, well, he's not as good as Kobe. And like, this is just like the only fucking fan base that thinks this.
It's just wrong.
Yeah.
But that's just what it is. And I mean, like, I can't blame LeBron for feeling antsy about this. I mean, It's only human. Clearly I would never even have the mental resolve to come anywhere near the situation he's in ever. But so just keep that in mind when I'm saying any of this. I am a mental midget of almost,
Look, you're an unbelievable cuck.
I mean, when we're talking about
you're
LeBron
like Scottie Pippen times divided by 2.
Okay, take it easy. Let's take it easy. But yeah, like this is kind of like what my worst fear was with LeBron and with the Lakers. Not even that it would be a disaster from like a basketball perspective, from a wins-loss perspective, but that he would be unprepared for this bullshit, right? And I don't think not a lot of people would be prepared. Like, I think Kawhi is somebody who would be prepared for it because he seems like somebody who legitimately does not give a shit what people think. And just like doesn't really pay attention. Like when Kawhi says that he doesn't look at the internet and doesn't look at Twitter and doesn't know what people are saying, like I believe him. That's very hard. It's actually very hard for me to imagine Kawhi logging on. Like I just can't imagine that.
Yeah, why would he?
But LeBron, like he's online.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And so it's like, oh man, like and there's the volume of this stuff. Like, you can't overstate Lakers fans. That is just like such a large collection of people, and they are very online, and they are very irrational, and they are very cult-like, and he's just like, he's not handling it as well as I would hope he would.
No, me neither. And like he, to the point where he is like trying to fucking attach a ship to Kobe a little bit and be like, yeah, I like Kobe. When first off, everyone knows he doesn't fucking like Kobe.
It's like some fucking Michelle Obama sitting next to George Bush shit.
Yeah. Oh man, Kobe is the
second half.
100% the George Bush of the end. I was having a conversation about it earlier where I said he was Nixon, but he is George Bush. What are you doing?
Nothing. Yeah, he absolutely is George Bush. So is Iverson, though. I mean, we discussed this on our president.
Did we do that?
Do you not remember that we did that?
No, I don't.
We did. We went through every president and discussed which NBA player they are.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like a long time ago. But
okay.
I think we said that both. Well, I think. God, what did we say? We said that Kobe was some earlier guy. It was Thomas Jefferson. No, not Thomas Jefferson.
Andrew Jackson.
Andrew Jackson. We said that Kobe was Andrew Jackson, but then we got around to Bush, and we were like, we're going to say Iverson for a lot of different reasons.
But it's actually Kobe.
Yeah. That's pretty much what we said.
Yeah.
I don't think we gave anyone Trump, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if he was elected at the point.
No, he was. But we were like, I think we sort of decided that nobody should, not even Kobe, is really worth that indignity.
Let's see. Let me rack my brain for a minute.
I mean, we could, it would be easy to sort of go with various. I think we like vaguely suggested like Dellavedova or something,
I think that might be unfair to Dellavedova.
It's unfair to anyone, dude.
Yeah, because he's a monster.
Yeah, I mean, Trump is so much worse than.
Yeah, well, Gordon Hayward. He's Gordon Hayward, probably.
We can't even do it to Gordon.
Are you sure? I mean, you've seen the commercial, right?
I have seen the commercial. I wrote a whole column about it. Read it at Real GM.
Ugh, I'm sad. No,
Corbin, you can't have every take.
I know. I just want to have every take,
Sometimes the take is mine.
I have so many takes inside me. What time is it? How much longer is it? Do you have anything else to talk about, Wilmes?
Go Bulls, man.
Yeah. Bo Goals.
I do really want to talk about this book, but let's save it.
Yeah, I've also not started reading it, so.
I'm not going to say that this is definitively the case, or even necessarily close to definitively the case. But by the end of reading this book, I might have a new favorite basketball player.
Oh wow! Is it AC Green?
It's not AC Green. I'm not even there yet. I don't even have AC Green in my picture yet.
Damn, so. No Virgin Boy yet.
Not yet, no.
Damn.
God, it's really insane that AC Green, the Vol-Cell basketball player, got on like the most sex-having team in NBA history.
Because what are the other great NBA teams? Ugh, can we do this before? I only have so much time left, but can we please do this real quick?
What? Talk about which teams of all time?
Yeah, we're going to the NBA championships.
So I think that you have to eliminate most of the modern teams just because players are so much more careful now.
Yeah. All right. So the Warriors, I would not call them a sex-having team.
No.
Well, I mean, Draymond and Clay.
Just to be clear, these guys have many sexual partners, like way more than the average male, of course. And they have many, many options, obviously. But they're all also very careful about what they do because of social media and how easily things get out. So it cannot be compared to like what guys were doing in the 70s and 80s because they were just fucking everyone.
Yeah.
in the 70s and the 80s.
Yeah, I guess the Spurs.
No.
Well, Tony, but
Tony made up for everyone.
yeah. The Kobe Lakers. Now this is a yucky, weird thing to talk about.
I don't think that's a very that probably honestly was one of the last big time sex having teams though. Like the original, like the Kobe Shaq Lakers.
How could you not fuck Shaq?
Anybody who would have the opportunity would have to give it a try, right?
Yeah, you'd have to be like, is my thing Shaq?
I mean, like I think that the main inhibition would just be like fright. He's just so large. Like that's got to be kind of
big guy. Big guy.
I would be frightening, I think.
The Bulls, the Chicago Bulls. No.
Yes.
But yes, you think they fuck?
I mean, Rodman obviously did. Pippen for sure. Michael, too careful.
Yeah, and a lunatic. Like, seems like Michael.
He's not. I don't think he's sex motivated in that.
Yeah, he's not. It doesn't really seem like the central source of his. Of the thing that gives him pleasure.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that way.
Yeah, it's not competitive enough. Sex.
No, it's not.
It's a little too cooperative.
It's a little too cool. Yeah. So that is a big blind spot for them.
The Rocket's going to go ahead and say no on that one.
Yeah, no. I mean, the Suns, if they were able to pull it off in '93, would have been a pretty big one, I think.
Yeah. The Bad Boy Pistons. Fascinating question.
It is a fascinating question.
If they were a horny team, gonna have to say no. Sitting here breaking down
I
the
don't think
roster.
so. I think that's a team that likes to. That's a broing out. There's a broing out team. They like to bro out.
Yeah. The Showtime Lakers, obviously.
You want to hear one that I definitely believe is a sexy team?
Uh-huh.
God, was it 83 or 84 that the Sixers won the title?
Yeah, that's Moses and Dr. J.
Goes without saying that
83, by the way, but
goes without saying that the Lakers in the 80s are number one sex team of all time.
The Celtics are the number 0 sex team of all time.
Not a lot of. Oh, I'm sorry.
And then it's the 70s, and of course the title bounced around in the 70s.
Just according to what team Wilt was on.
Yeah, and then in the 60s, you got the Celtics just won every year.
One of the things that I'm inferring from this book that we're reading is that while Wilt probably had the highest number of sexual partners of any NBA star of all time, particularly if what he reported is true, who knows?
I'm pretty sure it was a little off.
But so I
own that book. You should buy that book and we should read it anyway.
But so Wilt, probably the largest number of partners. But it seems as though Magic Johnson was going at a rate that nobody.
He was putting up crazy rate statistics, Magic Johnson.
In his first few years, it sounds like it, because, man, yeah, Jerry Buss was a big time horn dog.
Gross.
It's super gross, and he was like really, really good friends with like Hugh Hefner, and he's always just bringing Magic Johnson over to the fucking Playboy.
Come over to the mansion, Magic. Ugh.
And this is one of many things that makes other players on the Lakers, particularly during Magic's first couple of seasons or so, before Riley comes in to sort of manage everybody's.
To sort of be like, hey, stop being horny for 5 fucking minutes, please.
I think that's more or less what Riley's job becomes. But yeah. But like nobody else on the team is like Jerry Buss isn't taking anybody else around town to
they're all losers.
Well, I think you better watch what you say about Kareem.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, Kareem doesn't want it. I mean, Kareem is
not horny.
Yeah, he's a profoundly socially awkward man.
Dude, I mean, when I said that I have potentially a new favorite player, it's probably, I'm talking about Kareem.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're going to get to it.
That's a fascinating
in due
man.
time. Subscribe to the Patreon if you want to hear. We're going to start talking about the Showtype Lakers book this week. For very complicated, weird reasons that we were going to do it. We were going to do a Showtime game, and then Wilmes started looking into the Showtime Lakers, and he started reading this Jeff Pearlman book, and then he's like,
"Let's read it."
Yeah, let's read it. So over on the premium feed,
it's just a more Byzantine route back to Jordan, but we're basically sort of filling in what was there that Jordan would have to come after.
Overcome. Basically. So anyway, head over to the premium feed. We're going to be talking about the Jeff Pearlman book a little bit. Okay. Wilmes, I have a live stream to do and not a lot of time. So,
all right, West Coast Bias. Everybody check it out.
West Coast Bias. Everybody, so thank you for joining me, John. We talked significantly longer than I meant to. And I'm going to have to go through and do some audio editing when I'm done.
Yeah, well, if it's on the premium,
of course. I don't want anybody to go to your house and cut your throat and drink your blood.
Nobody do that. I don't have any. Well, I already promoted some content, so now I'm going to promote a philosophy, which is not killing me.
Yeah, don't kill Wilmes. Yeah. Hey, please don't kill me.
Right, that's it's my attitude.
All right. Also, you're sick. Go to bed.
All right, see you, dude.
Bye.
All right, see you, dude.